Mark 3, verse 28 to 29. I tell you the truth, all sin and blasphemy can be forgiven, but anyone who blasphemes the Holy Spirit will never be forgiven. This is a sin with eternal consequences. Now that was a reading from, once again, the Gospel of Mark the Evangelist. Now in this specific passage that I read, Jesus conveys the unforgivable sin. He goes on to first cap off that any other sin can be forgiven, but blasphemy against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven. Now to the simple person, this can be like God choosing one sin only to not forgive and the rest to forgive. No. Because you gotta really think about what blasphemy against the Holy Spirit means. Well, to basically cap off, the closest thing to the textbook definition of blasphemy is basically speaking evil or condemnation towards something or someone. This usually relates to a higher power, such as the Lord our God. But why is specifically blasphemy against the Holy Spirit unforgivable? Well, sin is something that starts from the heart. When Jesus was conveying the law, he was talking about one who commits adultery. But in the New Testament, he said one can look at another with lust, and that on its own is committing adultery. So that's basically sin from the heart. So what exactly is blasphemy from the heart? We can look at characters in the Bible such as Pharaoh and the Antichrist. Pharaoh's heart was so hard towards God's miracle. Anything that has to do with the Holy Spirit's power and supernatural-esque and be blasphemed is considered blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. So Pharaoh's heart being hard towards what God would do is basically him blaspheming the Holy Spirit. Basically saying bad things or feeling bad things towards the Holy Spirit's power and not feeling bad about it at all is blasphemy against the Holy Spirit. Because remember, we're not called to live a perfect life, but to live a life of transformation. And transformation is hating sin the way God does. And if you don't feel bad about the sin that you do or blaspheming against the Holy Spirit, then you are doomed.